Stonecreek builds that and pays for that you say 200 feet?
Yes, that's a possibility. Initially, we had begun this project before Red Legends was going to build the road in 2008, but we had begun this in early 2008. So we had an agreement with Red Legends that we could go ahead and build that portion and they would reimburse us when we were completed. But that's all, passed. But today, we're proposing that if Red Legends can't or doesn't want to build it themselves, that we would build it and they would reimburse us over time. That would essentially, they would have, whatever, I forget it was offered 5 years, 5% or something like that to pay that cost back. And we anticipate that it's probably less than $20,000.
Okay, thanks. Who was that?
Mr. Cates, have you heard of this proposal from them?
I have. We actually gave them a new business proposal earlier this week that changed some of those items.
So it's this week?
Yes, it was on Wednesday morning,
Okay.
and that's been rejected, and so we're looking for a counter or some other idea.
That did not, by the way, that did not include this issue here with this initial working, so that wasn't in your offer.
Correct, it was not, but we didn't get a counter proposal yet, and we're waiting for that. We would love to get this worked out and put it all behind us.
I suggest that if he proposes this to the city planner, that you should perhaps respond to it, just so we have information, not that it's part of the other previous motion, so to speak, but I appreciate that.
We'd be happy to respond and give you any more information, and especially once you work in the meeting, that's not an issue. I still feel as strongly as ever about what I presented earlier, that this is a private matter, doesn't involve the city, and I'll leave it at that.
We'll send you a copy of the information to get us working.
Sounds good.
If you were to require it though, then we need to have the information. But if you two can work it out, where it's not being proposed, okay, if you two work it out, that's fine with us. That's better, right? That's just fine with us.
We would love to work it out.
Yeah.
Well, Rick, in our discussion the other day, I thought that you had an agreement with Red Legends that required them to do this initial work piece at your request.
Yeah, we were intending to bring those things up in this meeting, but our original agreements with Red Legends were actually that they had to build that entire connection road piece that runs the entire length of our property by September 2008. And they've never approached us about delaying that or extending that. They have claimed that our original agreements are invalid, and we of course don't agree with that. So the legal issue is essentially us wanting them to honor those agreements and them, I guess, believing that those agreements are no longer valid. That's when you hear the word legal issues between us, that's essentially what they are. So, but yes, and so we're not asking that, and frankly I agree with the council that whole road isn't necessary right now, today. But this, what's termed the initial work piece, we believe is critical that it be built now. And we're willing to build it and finance it to make the burden as minimal as possible on our budgets so that we can do that. And I'm sure those who live on 675 North would be particularly happy if we could do that.
Thanks. Let's move on to our next agenda item. We have a resolution.